Last week on part 1 of 3 Days to Die, you saw Tim Thacker and I working our butts off setting up one of our new properties. This week, the pain and misery continues, for this is Whitetails Inc., and we do all the work on our farms. Bow hunting is my life. Filming is my passion. My bow is my weapon. Hunting giant deer is my purpose. Shed hunting is what moves me. Chasing spring gobblers sharpens our skills. Designing the gear that I use is my job. Making better bow hunting videos is my duty. These are my friends and my brothers. This is my world. This is Whitetails Inc. Timmy and I came out to a new spot this morning. It's hot. Today is going to be brutal. It's going to be 90 degrees. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think it's hotter now than it was all day yesterday. We got 3 stands in yesterday. Today our goal is 4. It's going to kill us. The spot we're looking at right now, pretty cool. Timmy and I came into this spot. There's a fence line that runs straight down through here. CRP field over here. Bean field up here. And basically, there's a ravine there's a main creek that runs along the bottom here, so it's a little bluff that sits on top. And it comes up to a point right up here where there's a deep ravine that runs up. I'll show it to you here real quick. There's a ravine that comes up from the main creek up to this point, and it's like 8-10 foot deep, really steep edges, so I don't think there's not going to be any crossing for about 50-60 yards this way. So everything kind of funnels right up here. Now the bean field is only 30-40 yards up there. There's about 3 or 4 major crossings crossing this fence through here, so we got to be right in here someplace. The biggest thing is we got to figure out what wind we want to hunt this, which way we anticipate the travel. I'm guessing the travel is going to be like this, but they're also going to be coming out of the beans, coming down this fence line. But this is the spot. This is where everything converges. We walked to the other side of the creek because I had identified both of them on an aerial, and I knew one side was probably going to be hotter, and I think this is the hotter side. So I don't know where we're going to hang a stand. It's pretty thick in here actually, and that's why there's a lot more deer travel here compared to I think the other side is. It's just more open timber. So with this pocket thickness, this ravine, stacking your deck, putting those cards in your favor, where are the deer going to travel? I think this is going to be where they're going to be coming through, right down through this area. So now we get to find a tree, which is always fun. We figured out our only option. Cool part is that it's only 40-50 yards from the field edge, so we can have a beeline right to the tree. There's a hog run coming right through here, going right down 10 yards from the tree. There's several others, and that deep ravine is right up here, I think. If you want to kill big deer, make them think they have the wind. So from this perspective, if the wind's blowing up this way from the bottom, there's going to be a swirl up top here. Hopefully our ozonics helps us with that. But anything coming from this general area down below, which is where a lot of the sign's coming from, is going to be traveling into the wind on a quartering. So they're going to catch everything, be able to scent check this whole side of the property, which it looks like there's a good thicket bedding area right here. So I think a westerly and a southwesterly. South gives you a lot of options to hunt the stand. got done trimming out the first stand of the day. And if that tells you how hot I am and how sweaty I am soaked to the bone. My pants are literally like just completely wringing wet, and it's 11:32 in the morning, and we've got a full day ahead of us of doing this, and it's just absolutely ridiculous wet to gross. I hate this freaking job. Micro, if you want to come do a dirty, tough job, come to Iowa in July and hang tree stands with us. It's the worst freaking thing on earth, I swear to God. It's 2:07. We were planning on doing 4 stands today, and like always, it just never fails. And this one, we have scouted for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. Trying to figure out where to set up on the edge of this bedding area. We're right in the middle of it. And top side gets a little open, the bottom side gets a little open, right through the middle is just thickly deliciousness. This one's going to be a brutal trim out job. But thankfully Timmy's on this one. I trimmed the last one, which killed me, but there's no Osage orange trees around here, so it won't be nearly as hopefully horrible. So yeah, with all that being said, I got to start freaking putting a stand up this tree, and I don't know where. We are in the middle of a bedding area. There was no spot I could really decide on except for this. Once we start trimming, oh baby. Hogzilla runway number 1, Hogzilla runway number 2. They come through here. There's another big one that comes up right through here on the other side of the stand, right there. There's another giant one right there. We are in a bedding area set up, an adjacent to a bedding area setup that I found when shed hunting this property late last season. And I got up to the top. Right here there's a knoll basically, right on the edge of a bedding area. And from the sign there's another bedding area up over on this other adjacent property. And last year on this knob there was shredded buck sign. Everything was just torn up. It's kind of open timber right here, but for a northwest wind blowing off this bedding area, I'm anticipating these animals are going to travel right down here about a third of the way down. About halfway down, there are some Hogzilla runways all coming up off this adjacent property. Timmy and I saw one after another, and we're just like, That's what I remember seeing last year when I was shed hunting, so I knew we were going to put a spot in here. And this is extremely secluded. Dude, mile and a half.
Yeah.
Mile and a half from anything, if not farther in other directions. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour, show you a couple of these runs, and I think that tree down here is going to be the one we have to set up in. It's going to be wide open, but there are a half dozen giant runs that come through here. And with this bedding area here and another one up there, I'm anticipating, because that's where a lot of the travel's coming from, I think we can cut it all off right here on this knob. So let's go check these out. Right here behind me is runway number 1. Right here is runway number 2. The tree I think we're going to set up on is right here, right behind Timmy. So down here, there's even bigger runway. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is a freaking deer interstate. It splits off right here. One goes down, another one goes down there. We already scouted the bottom. A lot of it converges in one area. But man, I have a feeling these bucks are going to stay up on this point stage before they go off in the fields. There's some fields down here below. We're 15 yards from our tree right here. So I think this is going to be a stellar spot because I can just see a buck squeezing out this bottom and I can see him staying up top. So this kind of covers both. And the only thing it's not going to be good is we just don't have much cover. But in this setup, we're just going to have to get high, at least 20, 22 feet up probably, and rely on our ozonics for wind. If we're blowing a scent off this edge, it's going to be blowing right over these deer. But there's a creek right down here below me, and that is what is pinching everything right here. So we got a bedding area, ridge top, and a creek that makes a big U, and it pinches everything down right here. And that's why you see all the sign, all these deer that have been coming from all directions are forced to come right through this area. A natural pinch point. With the bedding areas and all the buck sign from past years, we're stacking the deck, putting all those things in our favor so that we're going to be within 30 yards of 90% of the animals that come through this area. At least that's the goal. So during the rut, it's unpredictable what bucks can do, but man, the thick cover up top and this pinch, I think we're in it. I think we could kill a freaking giant here. I know we surely didn't walk a mile and a half because we wanted to. Got stand number 6 complete. It's not too bad today. It's actually a little bit cooler. It feels cooler anyway than it was yesterday. Still 93 degrees today or something. But basically it's just a knob, and we were just talking. I think this spot might be killer early mid-October. If there's acorns up here, there's I don't know, there's a bunch of big oaks up here, I'm sure. Tons and tons of buck sign from last year, which indicates to me that generally when you have concentrated buck signs, they're spending some time in that area because they feel comfortable. Here it's completely isolated, but the beauty of it is, for an evening set, we can sneak in. There's a back bean field that comes in. This creek makes a bend, and we can sneak right along the creek right up here, and it's wide open down there. So it's not like it holds any deer, and I think we can sneak right up to the stand, and with our wind blowing off this back side, we're gonna walk and put our scent trail right up to the tree, straight downwind, so that, you know, if they get downwind, they smell either human. With us, they smell the ozone or ozonics. And, you know, they get cautious. Some of them get weirded out, but they don't snort. So you definitely want to, you know, put your scent right where your scent's blowing if you can, your ground scent coming in here. So, I mean, it's just a textbook northwest wind set. Big bedding area up top. They're going to swing downwind, come right through this area, and whether they're within shooting range or not, I don't know. But I know there's going to be a lot of freaking bucks cruising right through here because this is the travel corridor. So when deer are moving, you find these spots and you should see some big deer. You know, whether you get a shot of them with a bow, that's bow hunting, but I don't know, I'm pretty confident with this spot. I like it. Good job, Timmy.
Thank you for watching part 2 of 3 Days to Die. I've been out setting more stands and checking my cameras to get a tally of the bucks we'll be chasing this fall. What an exciting time of year to be a bow hunter. God bless America. If you haven't already bought a Wicked Tough saw, they are in stock and shipping daily. Check them out at wickedtreegear.com. It'll be the last saw you ever buy, and I guarantee it. How many handsaws have you broken over the years? There's nothing worse than being in the middle of nowhere and all of a sudden,
I just broke my saw. So,
while I'm pleased to inform you, those days are over. My name is Todd Pringnitz, and bow hunting is not only my life, but designing the gear I use in the field really is my job. I've been designing, engineering, and supplying a variety of hunting products for the past 10 years, all the while waiting for somebody to finally build a good quality saw. That day never came, so I took it upon myself to solve one of the biggest product issues in hunting today. Cheap plastic handsaws that are just not designed for the serious hunter. So I guess it was time for a serious hunter to design one for the rest of us. Wicked Tree Gear's Wicked Tough handsaw solves all the problems of the cheap plastic ones. Its foundation for strength is the patent-pending cast aluminum handle design, which is tough as nails and can handle all the abuse you can throw at it. The fail-safe blade lock design is made from hardened steel and designed to eliminate the most common blade lock failure that happens with the top locking style saws. The Wicked Tough saw uses all hardened steel nuts and bolts, so there is no plastic or cheap metal to bend, wear, or break. The Wicked Tough handle is quite possibly the most comfortable handsaw handle ever made. It's designed to fit your hand, not on a pole, and it's not made from cheap plastic. Its non-slip rubber grip is actually molded around the cast aluminum handle to ensure that it will never break off or fail. It's the first of its kind, and you will feel the difference instantly. The handle angle and position are designed to align your wrist with your forearm, which translates into a more comfortable and efficient cut. When it comes to blades, you truly get what you pay for. The Wicked Sharp blade is made to perform. Its heavy gauge, high carbon steel construction is not only wicked sharp, but it's as durable as you can get. It will not bend, break, or bind like so many of the cheap blades on the market. I'm so confident that you will love the way the Wicked saw cuts that if you don't believe it's the finest cutting saw you've ever used, I'll give you your money back. That's the Wicked Sharp guarantee. The Wicked Tough handsaw comes with a limited lifetime guarantee that ensures it will truly be the last saw you ever buy. For less than the cost of filling up a tank of gas, you can own the saw that'll last forever. Stop wasting your money on junk plastic handsaws and invest in a wicked tough saw.